The Edit Beam Joins tool adjusts how beams interface with one another. So let's create a condition where our steel members become flush with each other at their ends. Now, in order to be able to do this, let's go ahead and move to our Level 2 structural plan. And we'll go ahead and zoom in here on our left-hand side. Now, technically, these are kind of flush with one another, and that's an okay thing. But what I'd really like them to do is come together at an angle right here. Now, in order to be able to achieve that, first thing we need to do is be able to select on one of these beams. Once we do that, we'll get the Beam Joins tool available to us. And that shows up here. Oftentimes, it's just this tiny little icon. It looks like two beams sort of coming together. And you can see by the little preview button here kind of what it does. But if we select on this Beam Joins tool, we'll then get these little arrows that show up. Now, if you select on one arrow, it'll sort of bring one back. If we select on another arrow, it'll bring them forward. Now, if I click on this arrow again, you notice how if they're sort of going apart from one another, pointing away from each other, it's allowing them to clean up and they're coming together at a 45-degree angle. And this is how I want these to clean up in this particular condition. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and try to do that here on the other end. Here I have one arrow that's sort of going in this direction. Now, ideally, I'd like to have this arrow pointing opposite from it. And you can see when they're pointing opposite directions from one another, it automatically cleans up to this intersection. So let's go ahead and do that for the next two. Always helps to try to click on the right arrow. And if you can get them actually pointing away from each other, or in this case, they kind of flipped in or pointing in, but it'll end up getting that 45-degree angle there and will give you the kind of cleanup that you're looking for. So the point of the Beam Joins tool is that it's going to allow you to adjust the way two beams clean up with one another.